Hello, everyone. It's Fred again from Notes of a Nomad, video number 267. Today, I want to talk about leadership and how important it is when you take your gloves off and you want to fight for your country like Canada is. So, leadership is what this is all about. Gloves off, let's make a difference for Canada. Canada now, let's look at it from gross domestic product. Where does it fit into the world currently? Well, we are 10th as far as gross domestic product is. Number one is United States. Number two is China. Canada is 10th after Italy and Brazil and just above Russia and Mexico. But let's look at gross domestic product per capita. For each person in the country, how much is the gross domestic product? Who's number one? Is it United States? Is it China? No, it's Singapore. Singapore. How can Singapore be way above all the others? It is number one. United States is ninth. Canada is 22nd per capita. And China is 75th. They've got lots of people. So Singapore. Why Singapore? Well, Singapore was a basket case after the Second World War, where Japan took over, and it was really a terrible place. But now it's number one. Why? Because of leadership. Lee Kuan Yew had a massive impact and brought the economy up. It's all about the economy. So the gross domestic product of Singapore is way above everyone else. And another example of another country that I'm aware of is in Africa. What's the number one country in Africa for gross domestic product per capita? Is it Egypt? Oh, maybe it's Nigeria. Maybe it's South Africa. No, it's Botswana. Botswana? What's that? Where's that? Well, look it up. And who is the leader who made it happen? Sir Seretse Khama. Read about it. It's amazing. It's all about leadership and it's all about the economy. Those people have a much better life. If you want to make the life better, it's all about the economy. And who makes it happen? The leaders. So I want to share with you what I've learned in my 82 years of traveling and living different places and what I think can happen in Canada. And I have a ask of you. If you find what I have to say of interest, I have a request for you at the end of this video. I've never made a request in the last 5 years, and the 266 videos I've made, this is the first time. So let's get on with what I have to say about why leadership is so important and what we can do in Canada. So with that, Canada is not an easy place to manage. It has 10 provinces from east to west. It has 3 territories. It's like having 13 countries to manage. Not an easy job to manage. So it needs a lot of good leadership. And I don't mean, to manage it. It is to lead it. And what do we mean about leadership? Why is it so important? Well, the other thing about Canada is its multiculturalism. That's a strength, but it can also be a challenge. How do we cope with such diversity? And let me tell you, the diversity in Canada is a major strength. It is in Toronto, where I lived 23 years. It is the most multicultural, probably city in the world, definitely in North America. Unbelievable country, unbelievable city as well. And that's one of the strengths, but not easy to be a leader. So let's talk about some people that I know, and maybe we could look at what they have to say about it. This is a Canadian, and communication is the basis of being a good leader. Without good communication, you cannot be a good leader. There's no leaders in the world that have been excellent leaders who are not good communicators. And Brian Tracy, a Canadian, raised and educated in Canada, said communication is a skill that you can learn. It's like riding a bicycle or typing. If you're willing to work at it, you can rapidly improve the quality of every part of your life, and I would add, of other people's lives around you. Communication is important. And when we talk about communication, another aspect is someone that I admire is William Ury. He's a master negotiator because when you want to work with people, you have to negotiate. It's not about bossing them around, it's about convincing them and working with them and solving problems. And he's written this book called Possible, which says how to survive and thrive in the age of conflict. So there is a man who has a lot we can learn from as well and put into practice as far as leadership. And when we come to leaders as well, Simon Sinek has a lot to say about leadership. His goal in life, his mission, I believe, is to when people go to work, they are happy and content and feel valued because leadership is lacking often in our business world. So the value of a true leader is not measured by the work they do, but the work they inspire others to do. So Simon Sinek has a lot to teach us about leadership. And my favorite quote, although it's been said it's from John Quincy Adams, that's been disputed, but it doesn't matter. It's a fantastic quote. If your actions inspire others to dream more, to learn more, do more, and become more, you are a leader. And that's what we need in Canada. Got to dream more. What can Canada become? There's a lot of potential in Canada. And so we learn more about it. How can we do it? What can we do? What will work? And then we do it. We do more. And that's when we become more. And that's when leadership makes a big difference, not only in our country, but in our communities, in our businesses, in our families. That's what leadership can do. So some of the other things that I'd like to add to the pot is something I learned when I was in Australia. Scott Pape has written some phenomenal books. I wish they were around when I was a parent. And teach your children in your family. He has the Barefoot Investors book for families, and he also has a barefoot investor book that he wrote called The Barefoot Investor, and also for children, for the barefoot kids, where they're teaching them how to, become an entrepreneur. And also education. There's a couple areas in education that I could recommend. Dr. Marilyn Price Mitchell has done an enormous amount of work on what makes people successful. Young people, if they are taught these 8 core attributes, they have successful, happy, and fulfilled lives. She has some surveys that can help and be used in our educational system to help see how good are they at their empathy, their curiosity, their sociability, their resilience, their self-awareness, their integrity, their resourcefulness, and creativity. And those 8 core attributes make a difference and make happy and successful people. So that is something I would highly recommend we could look at. And also, as far as education is concerned, having extracurricular courses and groups such as Agri Speakers offers, having youth clubs. Here's an example of a youth club in a school in Nepal that I visited a couple years ago. They now have students who are practicing their communication and leadership skills. Other students watch while they have these meetings. And the mission statement of Agri Speakers is, we empower you to become a brilliant communicator and a confident leader who will actively build a better world. And I am an ambassador for Agri Speakers, for Canada, and also for the youth programs around the world. It is a nonprofit organization registered in Europe. There's no money involved, nobody's paid, it's all by volunteers. And I believe this can have a big impact and make sure that we have future leaders in Canada and around the world. And when we talk about leadership, I know there's coming a election in Canada, and I think this man by the name of Mark Carney has written a book that I think maybe we should look at by about values for building a better world for all. And if he can help implement those values that this very successful book, it's not an easy read, I understand, but has been stated to be very impactful and a lot of powerful thoughts about how we can build a better world. So that's what I have to say about Canada. There are certain aspects. So my request, as I said at the end, if you've made it this far, is what can you do? I would ask you to share this video in case you know of someone who might be interested in learning maybe about the barefoot investor or Dr. Marilyn Price Mitchell or why I think that William Ury is good or why Simon Sinek or why we should dream more, learn more, do more, and become more because leadership is the answer. It worked in Singapore, it's worked in Botswana, and it will work in Canada. So, with that, I will say adios, au revoir, wishing you, your family, and friends lots of love and laughter, and all the best for our future in our world and in Canada in particular. Bye for now. Until next time, from Fred and Notes of a Nomad.